This is Brother Cornell West, and it has been my blessing and joy to be in such high quality conversation with Brother Anthony Parker of Keeping It Honest. Make sure you never miss his show.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the outstanding, terrific, exceptional, extraordinary District Attorney of Fulton County, Fanni T. Willis.
All right.
God bless you, my friend.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am so humbled today. There is not an endorsement I would seek more than the one that you just heard. These men are the men that lead our community. They are the men that pray for me. They are the men that offer me and my family protection. For me, that's gotten to be a real thing in the last 4 years. I am just a human being, and there are days where I feel very low or very afraid for my children because I am still a mother, and I am a mother first. And when you have people that are really evil and are willing to threaten your children, and I understand will back up those threats, that is a scary thing. And so people keep wondering, how does she keep getting back up to do her job, and why does she even want to get back up to do their job? They just don't understand the God that I serve.
All right.
And they don't understand what I have around me.
All right.
What you have just heard from are godly men who pray for me. And that is all and more than I could ever ask for. And so I am so humbled that they will endorse me today. Fulton County does deserve me as their DA.
All right.
And I'm very, very honored to be here today with these religious leaders. And I'm honored to be here in historic Atlanta and all that historic Atlanta represents. We really are the city that's too busy to hate. And to be able to represent this city means everything. People forget what the bishop tried to remind them of today. When I took office, we were just leaving out of or in the middle of a pandemic. And our community was not a little, but very out of control. We had massive backlogs of cases. When I took office, there were 18,000 unindicted cases going back 7 years. And without the right resources, because we still don't have the right resources, because I got to fight some Republican commissioners, we've been able to get rid of that massive backlog. People don't remember that when I first came to office, I was talking to the wall and telling them Atlanta has a gang problem. And they were saying, LA has a gang problem. New York has a gang problem. Chicago has a gang problem. And they did not want to face the reality that Atlanta had a gang problem.
That's right.
But with the help of our current mayor and with Chief Shearbaum and all of the police departments, as well as these religious leaders, we've been able to curtail that gang problem and bring crime down more than 25%. Homicides are down more than 21%. That's real. Those aren't just numbers. Those are mamas that get to go home and still hug their babies.
Right.
And if you're a mother, that means something.
Yes, indeed.
We had a very damaged relationship between community and law enforcement agencies. We all remember George Floyd and the damage that that did to our community, and we had our own problems here. And the community was mad, as they should have been mad. 101 police cases going back years that nobody had addressed. Today, I can tell you each of them has been addressed. Sometimes those officers were charged. Others times the officers were cleared. It was whatever the facts and the law required. And what I have found, as long as you do what the facts and the law are, the community will accept it, and so will the police.
All right.
And so we've made those difficult decisions. I have promised a balanced approach. And so I remember running for district attorney and talking to people like Bishop Jackson and talking to other religious leaders and to my strategists and saying, I think I'm nobody's DA. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, I have these people that say there should be no jails and no prisons, but I've been a murder prosecutor. I have walked up too many nights and stepped over young men's bodies, or talked to the victims of child molestation and sexual assaults. And I know that there is a segment of society that doesn't deserve to be among the good people of this community because they don't mind creating harm. But then you have these other people that they are foolish as well. They think every single person needs to go to prison, and there is no thing as second chances and restoring people. And so I don't believe in that either. There are people that absolutely deserve a second chance. All they need is a little job training. They need someone that believes in them. They need that record restricted so they can go on and be a productive member. And so I talked to Bishop Jackson, and he said, no, we're religious leaders, but we know there's some evil out here. And they cannot be amongst our parishioners. But we also want you to give that kid that makes a mistake a second chance. And as long as that's what you do, we will back you.
That's right.
And they have been true to their word, because here I stand, and I have been true to mine, because that is the work that we have done. Today, we have the first program that runs all year long. We don't just pop into the school system for a week. We run all year long with our kids that are on the bubble and may turn to a life of crime. And we've been able to do that because parishioners and religious leaders and people from my office have come and volunteered, and we have poured into those children and told them we believe in them. But we've also shown them opportunities. And so we have the first system that is in the school system all year long. We have the first ever in Fulton County pre-indictment diversion program. It costs the participants nothing. And they leave with job training and their records restricted. But we've also locked up a lot of folks that don't deserve to be walking amongst us.
All right.
And so today I'm proud of the record I stand on. I am proud that I stand for justice. Let me say it again for those that anger. There is nobody, that's the wrong race.
All the reasons you have for not starting your career as a voice actor right now, they're bullshit. Here's 3 of those excuses.
That loves the wrong person, that doesn't have enough money in their bank account, that my office is going to treat beneath the law. The law protects all of those people, whether they're Black, Hispanic, Asian, poor, bisexual. We are going to stand in protection of those people, because people should not be abused. But I said it earlier, Bishop, and I'm going to tell them again if it's all right with you. It ain't no one above the law either.
All right.
So I don't care how rich you are, how powerful you think you are, who your daddy is, what your political party might be, how much money you think you got, and how evil your supporters are.
All right.
I don't care how many times they threaten me. I will gladly leave this place knowing that I did God's work.
All right.
So we stand here today for justice. And it is my greatest honor that these men stand in protection of me, in support of me, and have given me their endorsement. Thank you all for coming today.
All right, thank you. Any questions you have? That's yeah.
Last time we spoke, you said that the train was coming. I see that your flights now with this train. Do we know when the train is arriving?
I won't speak about any particular case, but what I can tell you is it's my office's intention to try every case we indict. We take a long time, as you know, to prepare cases. It's one thing I changed when I came to office, that cases would be properly investigated before they were indicted, which creates fairness, because it means people don't get indicted that shouldn't be indicted, and people are investigated before we do that. And what I can tell you is it is the intention of my office. If we brought an indictment, we plan on prosecuting it.
And how much support do you feel right now going into that indictment like this?
I have to tell you, the support in the community has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Some people rely on polls, and the polls got me way up. It's not that I rely on. It is as I work through this community and I'm at the book bag drive, or I think you and I met at an Easter egg hunt, or I am just in the grocery store or going through my everyday life. It's the mothers and the fathers that come and tell me thank you. And those messages mean so much more to me than any of the ugly messages that are sent my way.
Will you appear before a Georgia Senate committee without a subpoena?
Well, first of all, I don't even think they have the authority to subpoena me, but they need to learn the law.
So will you appear, yes or no?
I will not appear to anything that is unlawful, and I have not broken the law in any way. I've said it, I'll say it amongst these leaders. I'm sorry folks get pissed off that everybody gets treated evenly.
All right.
I think she answered that very well.
I have not seen any of the interviews that you refer to, and so no, I have not. I don't have an opinion on something I have not seen.
Well, when you talk about clearing some of these unindicted cases, every time you talk to jail leaders and sheriffs, they're telling us the Fulton County Jail is overflowing with these cases are unindicted. Where's the disconnect?
I don't think there is a disconnect. I think if you really pay attention to the numbers, you will see that there have been many indictments brought. We certainly need more work. I would encourage you to tell the county commissioners that we need more staff to do the work. But the reality is, if you look at the jail numbers and you just go back, you will see that they are smaller today than ever. However, for more than 20 years, Fulton County has needed a jail. They need a new jail right now. The position that they have put my sheriff in is absolutely disgusting. There are doors at that jail that don't have appropriate locks on it. He doesn't have the appropriate manpower. They are asking him to be a magician, not a sheriff. And there are people that should be absolutely ashamed of themselves because they are not properly staffing either the district attorney's office or the sheriff's office. So we are doing the very best job with the resources we've been given, but there are folks that need to be held responsible, and you should call Commissioner Ellis, in case I'm unclear. You should call Commissioner Bridget Thorne, in case I'm unclear. You should call Commissioner Pitts, in case I'm unclear, and you should ask them when they plan to give proper funding to those that are here to protect our community. Woo! Yes, sir.
Without talking specifically about the Trump case, can we talk about a time frame? Do you still think we're going to be able to start this trial before the election?
I told a story recently, and I'll tell it to you because it was a story from my old boss, Paul Howard. There was great advice that he gave me one day. When I was a very young prosecutor, I had tried an aggravated assault where someone had shot someone. And I was very upset with the judge because the judge, after this trial, I put my heart into it, the person was convicted. They had clearly victimized someone in our community, and I thought they should have been sentenced more harshly as a young prosecutor. I did. And I remember going in and talking to District Attorney Paul Howard, and I was very upset about it. I was reliving the facts for him that he already knew and telling him how long my victim had spent in jail. And then I thought that, I thought the judge had done this because this particular victim didn't matter as much to them. You can read between those lines. And I was very, very upset about it. And I remember him telling me, you do your job, which is to try that case, and you've done it, and they have to do their job, which is to sentence. And so it will be the judge's job to set the case down for trial. What I can guarantee you is we're not running from any trials.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Oh, thank you.